This gaming creator is making $14,000 a month, literally from his computer. And all he does is play video games, run a Skool community, and he has an epic YouTube channel. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you how I was able to operate with him over the last couple months and help him win the Skool games, which basically means you win that trophy right there. You get to be flown out to LA to meet Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens, and you get to walk away with an incredible online business. And so in today's video, I'm gonna cover the changes that we made to increase his conversion rate from 4% to 6%, the things that we did to help him start on his process to reducing his churn rate, and what we did in the final week to make sure that he guaranteed the win. This here is Pianix. He's the creator that I was talking about. And on his channel, I think when we started, we had about 42,000 subscribers. And so over the course of the last 2 months, we were able to add another 2,000 subscribers. And basically all we did was we pushed towards having daily uploads. But there's a nuance in this process. And the thing is that you always want to be making sure, especially when you're trying to win the Skool games, is add your Skool link everywhere. And so in this first description here, you can see that we've got the Skool link, and this links directly to his Skool, and I'll take you guys through that towards the end of this video. The next thing that you want to look at in each of his videos, if we click on this one here, you can see right here, he has the link to his community, and also he has it in the first comment. And now this is a process that a lot of people have in their Skool funnel and in their system. It's very basic, but people still forget to add the link to their community in that first comment on YouTube. And this is the thing that we remind our creators that we work with all the time. Mention it there, because when you're on desktop, you can see the description, but when you're on your mobile device, you can only see the comments. And so clicking the description link and reading it there and then doing it, it doesn't have a fluid approach. But when you're watching on mobile, you can just sit and scroll the comments. And that's what a lot of people do these days. They're watching content and they find themselves scrolling and reading comments to see what other people say about this. And so you want to put your link right there to make sure. Even when I watch on desktop, I always scroll and I'm always reading comments. So make sure that you always have the link to your community sitting in here, just like Pianix does as well. On his channel, what he did was he started to upload every single day. He wasn't doing that for a while, but he stayed consistent and he's been uploading every day. And you can see that these views have been increasing and increasing and increasing. Now, Pianix is an incredible CS2 coach. When you watch this content, you will feel like you can play just like him. He's so good at what he does. And that's exactly what you want to do with your content, is you want to show people that you know what you're doing, that you are exceptional and you are talented in the process, that you know the best way to deliver it, right? And so that's exactly what Pianix has done here. He's focused in on upgrading his thumbnails. He's focused in on his titles. He's focused in on being up to date with where the industry is. During the time that we were doing the Skool games, Pianix noticed that there was an event happening in the CS2 world. And so he started to make content about that because it's relevant to what his audience wants. But every single time, he always made sure that he mentioned the URL, he mentioned his community, he went live on YouTube as well and on Twitch. And so what it really takes is just a volume of content with the right things in it, which are those links to your community. And so now I'm going to take you guys through what happens when you click on that link. Where do you end up? This page here is where you end up after you click that link. And you might notice that there is not a video to be seen on this first page. And this was one of the first things that we did with Pianix when we first signed up with him, was we changed the video to just a photo. Because what I've noticed with a lot of these about pages, these landing pages, is people click on them and they usually scroll and read the text first before they engage in a video. And you might have had the same or similar experience when you were building out a funnel for someone, or maybe you were just looking into buying someone's program. One of the first things that you do is you kind of scroll, you kind of read, because we're so used to doing that on our thumbs every single day. And what we did here was we just created a nice photo that said exactly what these people wanted to do. And a lot of his audience want to reach what's called Face It Level 10. This basically is like ELO in chess, where you upgrade yourself the better that you play and the more points that you get. And so I did this when I was on Skool. I became the first ever person to hit level 9 in almost, I think, the whole platform in any community, because that was available to do, but no one had done it yet. And so you accrue these points, and by accruing points, you become more experienced and you can share things like I'm doing with this YouTube video right now. You can share things with an audience and educate them on what they could do to better their funnels, their system, better their gaming, whatever it is that you teach. You get that by accruing points, and that's what Face It Level 10 is. So we really leaned into that. And by changing it from having a photo first instead of like this video that I'm showing you here, we actually increased the conversion by 2%. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but from 4% to 6%, that means every 1 out of 100 people that view the About page, 2 more people are buying. And this is literally a matter of like life and death sometimes, because to have a conversion rate of 2% actually means that we've grown the business by 50%. And the thing is, we've been able to keep this percentage increase the whole time. And it was literally because we made this exact page. And so what you can see here is just a link that pushes through to a couple of testimonials. I don't usually recommend adding more links, but PNX was pretty set on having this. So we've left the testimonials there on the About page. And one of the other things that we did was have lifetime membership, but only available through PayPal and crypto, just because a few people can't join from different countries because their countries might not support Stripe, or they might not support having a credit card that a lot of people want to put these memberships on. And so those options are there as well. But before we did this, we didn't have it there when we were going for the games. And because you want to optimize for the sale sign up. It's the first thing that you want to do. Looking here at the stats, you can see that we're currently at 14,000 MRR. We have 781 paid members. When we first started, we only had 300. And this is at a sales price of just $17 a month. If you look at the About page now, you will see that it says 19, but when we did do this, we sold it all at $17 a month. And so we've been able to generate 14,000 MRR. When we first started, we were at 6. And so we've gone over double the MRR in the business in just 2 months. And this isn't something that just stops, right? A lot of these businesses that you have these days aren't recurring businesses. People have to consistently make content. They have to consistently keep signing people up. But when you have a low ticket recurring subscription, all you need to focus on is making a better product and obviously bringing more people in, but you don't have to worry too much about when the next sale is coming through if you focus on having a good product. And so you can see here in the conversion rate, we were able to take that from 4% to 6%. And you can see that the About page visitors are a lot higher too. So we were able to really optimize this About page to generate the most amount of money possible with this client. And when we start working with a creator, it's really easy to dive into more than just what the deliverables are. And so I noticed that the churn rate was pretty high. It was sitting at about 31 to 32%. And one of the things that I noticed was actually how he was delivering the product. You see, when you're delivering the product, you want to make sure that you focus on having a quick win like ASAP. That's why it's called a quick win, because that impacts the experience and the retention level of that member. And so what PNX had here is he actually had mentality first. And so when mentality was first in the classroom, a lot of people were going through this content around the mental game behind gaming, when realistically, you kind of want to know, what settings should I be using? How should I be holding my mouse? When you're pushing for a quick win, you want to make sure that you get your members a quick win. You don't want it to take an hour or 2 hours. We live in a world where we need to get a result fast. And when this was originally set up, the mentality section of the classroom was actually the first classroom he had people go through. But after speaking with PNX, we discussed that mentality is towards the later part of where a lot of these members are. And the thing that these members want really are the mechanics. They want to understand the settings. They want to understand how to do strafing. They want to understand how to play this game better before they mentally start to play the game better. And so we just switched this around and we had an instant reduction of 5% in churn just by swapping the 2 classrooms around and changing it. These little changes, these little nuances when you're creating your community or you're working with your client or whoever it is that you're trying to create this experience for, can literally mean the difference in massive percentage drops just by changing a couple things when you really think about what the member experience is. And so I've thrown up some of the original history of where we were at to where we are now. And Phoenix is about to fly off to LA, meet Alex Hormozi, meet Sam Ovens, and have a great time sharing some of the experience that we had together and the things that we were doing too. And now I want to take you through some of the stuff that I do with people online and how you could potentially be a part of it as well. So I run a community called Ghost Operators, and one of the things that I wanted to show you was how quick we get quick wins inside of this community. And so Andrea just joined the community yesterday. This post was posted 20 hours ago. This is all based on time when you're inside of a Skool community. And he literally joined, and in the same morning, he got his first client. Now, that is an unreasonable expectation to have of myself and of basically the world, but this is the fastest win I think I've ever seen when it comes to the operating space. And so huge shout out to Andrea for doing that. But some of the other wins that we've had inside of this community since I've had it live, it's been around for about a month now, is we've had quite a few creators get their first yes. This guy, Chuck, joined, I think it was about a week and a half ago. And so within a few days, he was literally able to get a $1,000 setup plus a 20% rev split. We had Sunny from Nigeria. He was able to connect with a member inside of another community and sign them as a creator with literally just 14 days in the membership. And we also had Aaron also get another client close. In fact, he actually had 2 people want to work with him, but they're in the same niche, so I told him not to do that. And so if you think that you could partner with a creator, if you want to be able to live anywhere in the world and make money online, doing exactly what I just explained to you here, which is figuring out how to make a lot of money for people that have an audience when you don't have one, then I recommend you come and join us. You'll be sent through to this link. You'll see the same process I took you through today. You can come in, you can check it out. We're gonna have a price increase pretty soon. So if that all makes sense to you, then please jump in, check it out, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.